Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.
The report was submitted by the General Services Agency to the Guam legislature last month. It includes almost $28 million worth of emergency purchases, but lacks full descriptions of what the money was spent on, and in some instances, lines in the report were blank. Cruz says emergency procurement should have been stopped after at least 2 months, and regular procurement should have kicked back in.
I really have problems with the way that the procurement is being done with using the air quote emergency powers and using emergency procurement.
According to the public auditor, emergency procurement is used only when there is a need and there isn't adequate time and opportunity to use the regular procurement process. In March of last year, the governor declared Guam in a public health emergency, and our emergency powers kicked in to respond to the COVID crisis.
I have no problem with, the first 30, maybe even 60 days of emergency procurement from last March and April. But after that point, you had enough time there that you knew that things were going to continue, and you're going to be needing all kinds of hotels, you're going to need PPEs, you're going to be needing other kinds of things. And you should just use regular procurement procedures as per the law, and not hang your hat on the emergency that the governor continues to extend.
Cruz believes the law was intended to allow the governor to use emergency procurement for at least 60 days and then phase back into the regular procurement process.
Everybody has a fair chance of getting some of this money, that this largesse that's coming in. This can't be just all, well, I'm just going to give it to, sole source it to my madli or my pari or somebody that I want. It really should go through the procurement process.
In previous interviews with GSA Chief Procurement Officer Claudia Ikfaji, she maintained that everything with a years-long worth of emergency procurement was on the up and up. Several senators, however, on both sides of the aisle have questioned some of the purchases and whether there were justifications for each purchase order. Cruz says GSA, as well as DPW, which also has procurement powers, should have put a stop to the emergency purchases after 2 months into the pandemic.
They should have advised the governor that we can at this point utilize the regular procurement process and send this out to bid, have sealed bids, and have everybody participate in this, rather than just calling somebody up and say, hey, I need this. Can you send it down? And we'll just make it an emergency procurement.
Senator Sabina Perez, who chairs the Committee on Procurement, says she plans to call an oversight hearing on the matter.
Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.